Hi everyone, and welcome back to What's Next. So today I want to talk about something I know all too well. I've experienced something I never like to admit, but it's very true, and something I feel like a lot of us don't like to talk about. And that's the feeling of feeling like you are behind in life. You know that quiet thought that comes in sometimes? The thought of, I should be further in life than this. I thought I would have had things figured out by now. Everyone else seems to be moving forward, but I'm still here, stuck in the same place. And that is such a heavy feeling. It's such a heavy burden to carry because it doesn't just affect how you see your life. It starts to affect how you see yourself. You start questioning your decisions, your timing, even your progress. But I want to gently challenge that thought today. Because what if you're actually not behind? What if you're just on a different timeline? I think one of the biggest reasons we feel behind is because we're constantly seeing other people's lives. We see their milestones, their progress, their next steps. But what we don't actually see is their full story. We don't see their delays, their doubts, their quiet seasons, their heartbreaks, their failures. And so we end up comparing our real lives to someone else's highlighted moments. And this can affect our self-worth, our self-esteem, our confidence. I know it did this for me. And it creates this false sense that we're late in life. But there's a scripture that really grounds me in moments where I feel like this. And that's Ecclesiastes 3 verses 1, which says there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. And I love the scripture because it reminds me that life isn't random. There are seasons. There's timing, God's timing. There's a rhythm to how things unfold in life. And not everything is meant to happen all at once or at the same time as everybody else. Some seasons are for growth. Some seasons are for healing. Some seasons are for waiting. And some seasons are for stepping forward. And just because you're not in the same season as someone else does not mean that you're behind in life. It just means that your journey is unfolding differently. And I think part of learning to trust what's next is learning to trust God's timing. Even when it doesn't look like what we've expected. Even if it feels slower than what I'd like. Because the truth is, you're not late. You're not behind. You are in a season. And that season has purpose, even if you don't fully understand it yet. So if you are feeling like you should be further along in your life, maybe just take a few steps back or take a moment to pause, breathe, and remind yourself that my journey doesn't have to look like the next person's journey, that I'm not in the same season as the next person, and I'm not behind in life. I'm becoming. And I don't have to trust what I see around me, but I have to trust God's timing. Remind yourself of this truth, because it is the truth. You are not behind. You are becoming. So thank you for taking a few minutes to sit and reflect that thought with me today. And I look forward to sitting again with you in the next episode as we continue to explore what it looks like to move forward with faith, with patience, and with trust. And always remember, you don't need the full plan to take the next step. You are not behind. You are right on time. I will see you in the next reflection.